Hello, Steve and Ellen. Welcome to Vista Vocational and Life Skills Center out of Madison, Connecticut. Sorry, we've got some traffic behind me today. We wanted to thank you for considering us for possible membership with CyclePoint, and this is our site visit video. And we hope we can give you a sense of what Vista's all about and why we could be a solid partner in the network for CyclePoint. So we're not actually going to start in Madison. We're going to start in Westbrook. This is our Westbrook location, and we're going to start here because this is where Vista started. So this is our Westbrook campus. To the building right in front here is our Westbrook dormitory. So most students and members of Vista start our program in what's called our entrance program, which is an educational program. So young adults, after they leave high school age, can go to Vista essentially for college of life skills and vocational skills and independent living skills and things of that nature, whereas other folks go to college for other things. This is what our population comes to school for here at Vista. So that's a big part of our entrance program, is kind of teaching those functional and independent living skills. And this dormitory houses 26 to 30 individuals in dormitory style rooms. There's a commercial kitchen, there's common areas. It's really set up to be college, kind of like college living. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to go into this building simply because there's so many of our students there right now, and not all of them have releases, and the time it would take to ferret out those who are okay with being on video would just take too long. But this building is actually designated a historical site. It's the Captain Spencer House. I believe he was a captain back in the late 1700s, early 1800s, and this is where he lived. So this house is actually a designated historical site that Vista owns, and we operate our dormitory style living of the entrance program out of this building. And over here to the right, and I'm sorry about the location of my taping, this is the Westbrook Training Center. So this is where a lot of our classroom and curriculum-based groups happen. And it's also where we have a lot of program counseling, a lot of life skills instruction, and we also house some management personnel and administrative personnel. And we're going to be able to go into that building and take a quick little tour so you get a sense of this. But I did want you to see our Westbrook campus, because later on in this video we will be going over to our Madison campus. And there to Okay, we're going to be walking into the training center of Westbrook campus. This is usually where visitors will go when they first get to Vista. We'll try to be as quiet as we can, not to disturb the people who are still working, unlike the people roaming around with video cameras. But this is our administrative area. And we also have plenty of offices for program counseling, classroom instruction, and also visitor meetings and family meetings. So those are all occupied and being used at the moment. So we're going to go down to the lower level, which is where we have a lot of our educational classes. And so each one of these rooms here is a classroom for student education. So it could be curriculum-based groups dealing with coping skills or work readiness skills, or all sorts of different things in terms of increasing functional skill ability and independent living abilities for our students. You'll see here, this is a much bigger room. Looks like they had a big group in here. Hasn't quite been straightened up, but you can see the whiteboard in the back. So there was definitely a classroom instruction going on here. More than likely, our students have moved to the dormitory, where they're probably having either preparing or going to be having dinner here shortly. So I just wanted to give you a sense of the classroom instruction that happens here at Vista, because that's a big component of our educational program through the entrance program. And straight through here goes to an easy access door to the residence. And again, we can't go in because there's a lot of our students in there. And so we'll have to go ahead and pass on that, but the next stop will be our Madison campus. Okay, this is the Madison campus for Vista Vocational and Life Skills Center. and this is located, of course, in Madison, Connecticut. It is a road parallel to Route 1 in Connecticut, and also it's about a 1 minute to 2 minute drive from the I-95 junction. So we're in a really good place if we have to do any kind of shipping and transportation work. There's two parts of the campus. One is our Cultural and Community Center, which houses our arts program, houses our day program, also has our advocacy and benefits counseling, and also has offices for program counseling and life skills and things of that nature. And we opened this shortly, a couple of years after Vista started operations about 22 years ago. So Westbrook was our first location, and then we opened up the Cultural and Community Center. And about 2 years ago, we leased this building, which is now our Administrative and Services Center, and this houses a lot of our executive leadership. It's got our accounting offices, human resources, operations, and IT, and a lot of our ventures business services runs out of this building. And this used to be the old Madison train station, so it's designated a historical building, and we try to keep it up so to maintain the integrity of our community and our historical place. Okay, so now we are walking into the Cultural and Community Center, which of course, as you can see right there, houses our arts programming. So in here, and we'll pop into a couple of rooms, is where not only Vista students and members do things like painting and drawing and submit works of artistic expression, but we have a catalog of arts classes that are offered to the surrounding communities. So we want this to be an integrated artistic experience that's offered to the public in general, not just to people with disabilities. And you see here there's a lot of arts equipment and frames, and we've got artwork that's ready for framing because we like to put on a lot of art shows. Again, we do those in the community with community partners like libraries, and also some of our business partners and organizations will have kind of art showing nights, which is just a fantastic opportunity for the community at large to interface with our students and members and really be part of what we're trying to do here. And in this room, there's a lot of drama production that happens, musical productions that happen. In fact, we partner with the Iverton Playhouse to put on some, productions with integrated performers. We did the musical for The Wizard of Oz, and also Joseph the Technicolor Dreamcoat, which had rave reviews, so it was a very good experience for everyone. And down here we have our benefits and advocacy counseling area, and again, we don't want to interrupt them, but that's where this is housed. So this just gives you kind of a glimpse of some of the things that we're doing through our arts programming, and we're definitely looking to expand this as it's a great resource for building relationships and really connecting Vista to the community. And here we have some of our day programming area. A lot of our day programming happens outside of Vista. A lot of work, skill building activities go on outside, but they usually will come back and convene in this area for some structured activities and recreation and things like that. And we won't go to the second floor, but right up these stairs here are offices for program counselors, life skills instructors, and other management personnel here at Vista. Okay, we're going to be going into the Administrative and Services Center building here in the Madison campus. And again, this is where most of our executive leadership is housed, as well as our support personnel. So downstairs is the lower level where a lot of our business services is dispatched out of, and it's also where we do a lot of fulfillment work, light assembly, shipping, packaging type activities upstairs. And we'll just show you this area real fast, because this is just support offices like human resources, accounting, operations, and IT. But just so you can get a sense of the layout of the area. We'll just take a quick stroll down the hallway. Luckily, nobody is here right now, so we're not going to be interrupting anybody. So this is where a lot of our support personnel is housed for the organization. And we go down to the first floor. What people coming into Vista will normally see is our receptionist station. And that receptionist station is manned by 3 employees. It's a full-time operation, so Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We have a receptionist on staff here, and the receptionist, all 3 of them are people with disabilities that we've hired to be Vista employees through Ventures Business Services, and they do a lot of clerical support, administrative support, and they're also here to always greet visitors and direct them to where they need to go, because there's a lot of activity through this facility day in and day out. And through Ventures Business Services, we employ 31 people with disabilities in a whole wide array of different service sectors. So we have property management services, which is commercial cleaning, and we also have residential and commercial landscaping, and we employ 15 people in that sector of property management services. And then we also have a merchandising service which employs 9 people. We have 7 routes and service 16 different stores with those merchandising crews. And then we also have our fulfillment services, which is mainly in the lower level, and I'll show you that in a little bit. And that employs 16 people with disabilities, as well as paid employees of Ventures Business Services or Vista Vocational Life Skills Center. So as you see, this is a pretty spacious area. We have these 2 big conference areas. One is used for meetings, such as this. But then we also have this other conference room. Again, we do some trainings in here and have some bigger staff meetings, but this room can also be used for additional production work, and we have been able to access this area for temporary storage purposes and also for additional workspace as needed. And when I show you the lower level, you'll see that that's a lot of production happens in that location. One of our biggest customers is a healthcare provider, and so there's a lot of medical equipment and there's a lot of different types of production activity that happen down there. And as a result, we started to realize we needed a little more space. So this used to be an office, and I apologize about the look because we're still in transition. We're moving in up here as well. We are converting this old vacant office into some additional production space for fulfillment services. And what primarily happens up here are some of our smaller customers, but still important relationships. We do some packaging, labeling of food items. So we weigh out food items, put it into marketing bags, put appropriate labeling on there, seal it up, and then send it off to our customer who has a retail store in the Madison area and also does some online retail as well. And we have some other smaller customers that utilize our services as well. So this room is used also for production type activities and storage. And when we actually get it organized, we'll be able to effectively use that. But Vista, through Ventures Business Services, is looking to expand its business development activities, and we are actively looking for a larger space, and I'll explain why when we go down to the lower level and take a look at that operation. And we're also looking at increasing our transportation capabilities, buying bigger vehicles that will allow us to greatly expand that service sector. So where we are now is in the lower level of the Administrative and Services Center building, which is kind of our corporate building. And you'll see here there's a lot of cleaning supplies and equipment, most of which is locked up here in these cabinets. These actually belong to our commercial cleaning service. So this is one of the locations that we dispatch out of when the cleaning crew comes. They get their materials and then they head out to the sites, customer sites, to do their jobs, get the job done, come back and lock up the materials. And what's interesting is that Vista, as a human services provider, has adopted the model of running our business services very much like businesses, because that's what they are. We do have a mission, a very wonderful mission of employing people with disabilities, but at the same time, we have to be able to run these services as a business. It's the only way we believe to make the employment that we provide sustainable for the long term. We don't want to have to rely on government subsidies. We don't want to have to rely on charity or the goodwill of our communities. We want to be able to provide real valuable business services that customers want to buy and that customers want to partner with. The added value of that relationship is that it employs people with disabilities, which really is our underlying mission in everything we do in Vista in terms of our business service development. So in here is a production room that is used for our fulfillment services, which is light assembly work, and also kind of packaging and shipping type activities. We have a very large customer in the human services industry that we do a lot of work for. So we're usually running daily work crews, daily shifts, about 4-hour shifts every day. We also have some afternoon shifts built in to provide for assembly and production work for this very important customer and their network. And you'll see that we're kind of outgrowing our space a little bit. We do have an organized supply area, which we do have some space to grow in, especially on the top shelf area here, but that's very quickly being taken over because we're growing our business with this customer and their network at a very quick pace, which is why Vista is going to be dedicating some resources to leasing a larger space for Ventures Business Services to provide ongoing fulfillment work for this growing customer, but then also it'll be an area that would be utilized if we do become members of CyclePoint. It will be utilized for e-waste recycling, which would be very exciting. So you see we have a lot of space for people to work in. In fulfillment services, we employ 16 people with disabilities as part of our staff, and they work side by side with crew leaders who are not job coaches. They're actually hired to work in our business services to not only oversee the quality control of the work, but then also actually be in there side by side with our disabled employees doing the work that needs to get done on a regular basis. So this is one of our larger areas where we do fulfillment work, and again, it's an area that we're quickly growing out of. But in the short term, we could move some things around and make some accommodations to build in some recycling operations as a Tier 1 operator. Hello, Steve and Ellen. This is Tony again from Vista. I just want to show you one of our new projects that we're working on that we're pretty excited about. And this shot is a shot of downtown Madison. It's literally right around the corner from the Vista office in Madison, which is our corporate headquarters, if you will. But Vista has recently rented a storefront. So we're really excited to be able to expand our relationship with the local community by having a storefront here in the community that we're based, which is Madison, Connecticut. So we're going to go inside right now just so you see a little bit of what we're trying to accomplish here. So this is going to be an actual retail space where Vista is going to provide different products for customers in the Madison area to come and purchase. So it's just another way that we're trying to partner and have relationships with our local community by offering real products that fill a real need and that people are going to want to buy. This isn't going to be a Vista store that has like Vista t-shirts and Vista mugs and things like that. We definitely want to have products that people want to buy, and we want them to be able to interact with Vista in a much larger way. And back in this room, and they are still doing renovations. I'll just do a quick peek. You don't want to get in their way. This is going to be an extension of our arts programming. So we're going to have some arts studio and arts classes back here that not only our students and members can participate in, but also people from the community. So we want that real integrated community experience through not only offering this beautiful retail front that we're still in the process of renovating and setting up, but also offering arts programming in the back studio area for the surrounding community. Hey, Steve and Ellen, this is Tony again. Just want to shoot a couple of videos today. I am out looking for a new facility, so in a lot of the video shots that I've put together for you about Vista. I keep mentioning how we're looking at new space and trying to expand. So I just figured it'd be nice just for you folks just to see that we're actively engaged in this process. We're trying to see if we can locate a space that's suitable for our growing needs within the next couple of months. So I've been looking, and I'm looking today, but I'm going to show you some shots of some of the things that we're looking at, just so you get a sense of kind of where we're going to be here in the near future. And again, I probably am not going to be doing much talking. They'll just be video shots. This is another space we're looking at in a busy business park in Branford, Connecticut. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see the inside of this one because the leasing agent was unavailable, but I did want to show you that this is another example of the type of properties we're looking at in terms of facility expansion. Here is another space that we're looking at possibly leasing.
Your golf season?
All right, this is another location that we're looking at in Branford, Connecticut, just down the road from our location in Madison. Steve and Ellen, want to thank you on behalf of Vista Vocational and Life Skills Center for again considering us for a possible membership with CyclePoint. I hope the video clips that you've seen have given you a decent sense of what we're all about and what we're trying to do up here in Connecticut. And we feel that we're an innovative organization that's growing by leaps and bounds, and we feel like we can bring that positive energy and our network of strong relationships to the CyclePoint network and be a valuable partner. So we hope you'll consider us for membership, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.